Eric, thanks very much for joining us. You've obviously been with the club for a couple of weeks now. Can you just tell us to start with how you've settled in so far?
Extremely well. It's been made very easy for me, I must admit, by those that are surrounding the first team squad and the coaches that were there previously. So I've really enjoyed it. I've been very impressed with the infrastructure of the club and again the personnel that are within that structure.
Can you give us a bit of an insight into how this opportunity with Claude came up?
Well, I'd played against Claude quite a few times when we were over in France together, not together but in different teams. And then we had a mutual friend, so we had met up a couple of times in France, and he'd always sort of discussed if the opportunity arose, would I come and assist him if he ever came to England. Never thinking what club it would be, I wasn't sure. And then only about 6-7 weeks ago, the call came to say that would I be interested, and at that point I came down to meet Les. And that was a kind of semi-interview discussion type scenario, and they offered Claude, and then they offered me the job.
Does it feel like quite a nice blend? Obviously you've known each other, for a bit, and you've kind of got that experience of the English league as well to add to what he's got.
Well, you hope so. I mean, I'm 16 years now down in England. Obviously I've been abroad and played in Scotland, so I've worked in the Championship, I've worked 10 years in the Premier League, so I've got an idea. Hopefully it'll be an accurate one. And obviously I'll try and give him as much information as I possibly can. But he's obviously trying to introduce a new style of play as well. So there's a lot of work to be done on that. But no, hopefully I can contribute. That's all I'm here to do.
How much have you enjoyed working with this group of players as well in the opening couple of weeks since you've been here? Well,
again, I've been mightily impressed by their attitude. There was obviously quite a lot of the young boys came to America for the training camp over there, but in terms of their attitude, and now that the full internationals have come back, that hasn't altered. Their attitude's first class, and it's certainly not surprised me why they finished where they did last year. Purely on looking at their attitude, their endeavour, their work rate, their desire to go that little extra bit, their desire to do those little things, little details that make the difference. I've been really impressed with that, and hopefully we can together put a performance and a competitive Southampton team out.
Yeah, having sort of seen bits and pieces of training and that, they seem to be incredibly receptive to the ideas that you and Claude and Pascal are putting forward.
Yeah, we've been really pleased. I mean, again, it's not straightforward when you come in, and obviously the manager doesn't speak English the way we'd like in terms of football and terminology, etc. So it's been a kind of team effort, but the players have responded really well because it can't be easy. But I'm a great believer that you've got to be open, because players, as soon as that element of confusion comes in, then you lose percentage chance of winning games. And I think if we clear that up, and we are, and the players come and speak about it, they ask questions, they work hard at it, they're trying to improve it. We've seen small improvements as we've gone from game to the last couple of games. So we're relatively pleased with where it is, but there's obviously a lot of work still to be done.
Obviously, your career, you mentioned your time in France with Metz for 5 years. With Southampton having this European campaign coming up this season, you as well as anybody here, I suppose, knows the kind of joy of big European nights, having scored in the Cup Winners' Cup final for Aberdeen against Real Madrid.
Yeah, I was fortunate with that. I mean, European football is slightly different. Certainly when I played with Aberdeen, and you spoke about, which we played every year, but the contrast was bigger then. I think now with the influx of European players, European coaches, etc., the contrast's not as big, but it's still a different atmosphere. It's a different type of football that you're going to come across, because the Premier League in some regard is slightly atypical. But hopefully any information that we can give and any experience hopefully will be valuable.